for what I think is going to be a sensational show on October 14th here at the Barclays Center. 3 title fights in the 154-pound division. If you're a boxing fan, this is an amazing show because it's one that's going to bring some clarity to the 154-pound division, which is already rich in talent. And there are 6 incredibly talented guys matching off on this card. 3 great fights, and this is a boxing fan's fight. And it's also priced that way. Tickets start at $50, but great seats on the floor for this one are affordable. We want as many real fans as we can to come to the Barclays Center on October 14th. And we want everybody out there who's not able to do that to watch this on SHOWTIME Championship Boxing. First, I want to bring up our host in this building, a man who's really responsible for the resurgence of boxing in Brooklyn and for this venue becoming one of the great boxing venues in the world, my friend Brett Yormark.
Thank you, Lou, and appreciate everyone being here today. It's been an incredible year for Brooklyn boxing, probably the best since we've opened the Barclays Center. And in fact, on September 28th, later this month, we will celebrate our 5th anniversary. It's been a whirlwind, and as all of you know, we are very committed to boxing, and we're very committed to not only showcasing the best and brightest talent that exists out there, but also using it as a platform for those that aspire to get into our ring, those that are from Brooklyn in the Northeast, to know that one day they can fight at the Barclays Center and that we're committed to their futures. So thank you for, again, joining us. October 14th should be a great night, as Lou alluded to. There's a lot of championships on the line, which makes it compelling for the fans. Erzlandi and Terrell, I'm excited to welcome you both to Barclays as the headline event, so welcome. Jamel and Erickson, you have both successfully maintained your undefeated records in our ring and are 2 of the division's most promising up-and-comers. You both are facing the toughest test of your careers thus far, so good luck. Happy to have you here. Austin and Jarrett, I'm pleased to have you both back here in Brooklyn, and I'm excited for what promises to be an incredible fight. So welcome back, guys. I want to certainly thank Stephen Espinoza and Showtime. They have been incredible partners for the Barclays Center, and every time they come here, they do a great job of glamorizing this incredible venue. So thank you, Stephen. And Lou DiBella, to you and your team, you guys have been terrific, and we just continue to grow this thing. So on to the next one. And obviously PBC, just an incredible boxing platform, and we're just really happy and honored to be a part of it. Look forward to seeing everyone on the 14th, and have a great day.
What boxing needs is the best matchups. Boxing needs shows like this. And shows like this is exactly what Showtime has been giving boxing fans consistently for the last few years, and really established itself as the #1 network in boxing. I don't think there's any question right now that Showtime is the #1 network in boxing. Just brought you a huge event. That Floyd Mayweather and McGregor fight, I was there, it was very entertaining, and it captured the attention of the entire world. And that's part of what a network executive looks to do. The other part is to deliver to the franchise, the mothership, Showtime Network, the best of boxing. And that's what Stephen Espinoza has been doing consistently since he's there, and doing as the industry leader over the last few years. And it's my pleasure to be associated with Showtime and to promote another SHOWTIME Championship Boxing show. Stephen Espinoza.
Thanks, Lou. Last week, we did have the world's attention for an unprecedented boxing event. And what this sport needs to do to continue to expand, to continue the role, is to follow that up with high-quality boxing matches. Whatever your feelings were about Mayweather-McGregor, it brought a spotlight on the sport. And that's why this card in particular is so important, coming so quickly on the heels of that event. It was critical that we have a high-quality card, top to bottom, to follow up, to capture those people who started paying attention to boxing for maybe the first time on August 26th. We're thrilled to return here to the Barclays Center for another high-quality card. Over the last couple of years, Showtime, along with Barclays Center and Development Entertainment, have brought fans the biggest and best fights in boxing, from Thurman Porter, Santa Cruz versus Frampton, Jack DeGale, Thurman Garcia, Broner Mikey Garcia. The list really goes on. And October 14th, as Brett and I were talking before this event, might go down as the best quality card, top to bottom, since we've started working with Barclays Center. October 14th will be our 22nd live boxing event on Showtime. 22 shows this year. That's a bigger commitment to the sport than anyone else. This triple header will feature the 18th, 19th, and 20th world title fights. Again, more world title fights than anyone else. That means more important fights, more meaningful fights than anyone else. 154 is a talent-rich division that Showtime has been featuring for a couple years now. We may be seeing some unification fights in the near future, but for now we've got 3 high-quality matchups. This card features 5 of the top 10 fighters in the division on one card. Young champions in the prime of their career. These guys on either side of me are really the present and the future of the sport of boxing. Top fighters, champions, skilled boxers, knockout power, friendly, articulate, charismatic. One of the things that came out of Mayweather-McGregor, a lot of discussion of where boxing is, where MMA is, and where they are relative to each other. Look, I've never had any doubts about whether boxing's dead, boxing's past, or boxing's future. Boxing is very healthy. All you have to do is look at this stage up here with 6 young fighters in the prime of their career taking on tough competition. I look up here and I know that boxing is in very good health. We'll see you on October 14th.
Six terrific super welterweights, 3 undefeated fighters, or actually is it 4 undefeated fighters? It's 4 undefeated fighters. A former world champion, 6 of the very, very best in the game on one card. That's also, I said it's a credit to Stephen. It's also a credit to the PBC platform on which these young kids were developed. Jared Hurd, Lubin, Gausha, these young men were developed on this platform. Jermell won his title on this platform. And it's been a platform that has been good for fighters, particularly, and good for the sport. And October 14th is going to be good for the sport. The first young man I want to bring up is like sort of the veteran of this crew, former WBA 154-pound champ, holds a win over Miguel Cotto. His only losses came by decisions to Canelo Alvarez, to Mr. Lara over here, and to Jermell's brother, Jamal. And this guy has never been in a fight that hasn't been a fight. He's a credit to the sport, and he's an up-and-coming commentator. He's got the gift of gab, and he's really good. You're actually seriously props, because I've been watching your work, and you're really good, Austin. Pleasure to have you, and come up and say a few words.
Thank you all for coming out. First, giving all honor and praises to the Most High. I want to thank him for moving stars around, lining up stars so that I can have this opportunity. One of the stars that he's aligned in my favor, and I want to thank him for, is my man, Al Heyman. He's helped my career come to that next level, and I'm ready to take it to the next level, October 14th. We've been here before, we've been in championship fights before, but none like this. There's a lot riding on this fight. I'm trying to be 2-time world champion. He's trying to make a name for himself off of my name. We both need this fight. And I got to give a shout out to Hurd, taking this fight. He didn't have to. He could have taken a much easier fight with this mandatory, which was, so shout out to him for taking this fight. I appreciate that. But with that said, he messed up. I'm leaving this fight, I'm leaving that ring with this belt and with that O come October 14th. And I'm looking to go ahead and unify with the rest of these guys that are here because I want to be the best. And looking at this panel, you got a lot of guys that got a stake a claim of being the best. So if I could rise to the top as Cream does, as I like to do, you're gonna find out that I am the best junior middleweight in this game. And in the words of a meme Joel Osteen, these guys gotta get off my boat and leave those belts behind because I'm coming for them. Thank you guys.
This next young man, he can fight and he can punch, and I've been able to see his recent fights firsthand, real up close, starting when he stopped undefeated at Frank Galarza at the time, who I promoted, then stopped 13-0 Oscar Molina, then stopped 24-1 Tony Harrison in what was a sensational slugfest. This young man can fight. And he's going to have to on October 14th against a former champ and a terrific, terrific talent like Austin Trout. It says a lot about this young fighter, the quality of the opposition that he's faced to get where he is right now, and the quality of the opposition he keeps asking for. So it's my pleasure to bring up Jared Swift Hurd.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity, standing up here as a world champion and, speaking in front of you guys. Thank Al Heyman, PBC, Barclays Center, everyone for putting this event together. This has been a long training camp, We got the call back in March. We were supposed to fight on the Adrian Broner and Mikey Garcia card. And, the dates kept getting pushed back to October 14th, so this is a very long training camp. We're more than prepared, we're more than ready. And my last fight with Tony Harrison, was, like he said, it was a slugfest. In the beginning, he tried to move around and outbox me. And we knew any opponent that we faced after that was going to try to do the same. So we know Austin Trout's going to come in and try to box me, use the ring, but we prepared for that. We definitely been training to catch a trout. We definitely have to catch a trout October 14th. And the way we're going to do it is simple, We're going to do it with the basic one-on-ones, fishing methods. We're going to, put the bait out there, let them come in. Be patient, though, don't rush it. If you don't take the bait, we do old school. Step into the water with the fish net, go at them. Either way, we're going to catch the trout October 14th. And like I said before, I don't plan on losing that title no time soon. We got great fighters up here. It's only going to be one at the end of the day, and he's on the mic right now. I named my IBF title Sunshine for a reason. Only way to get the sunshine, you're going to have to weather the storm, baby. And October 14th, there will be a storm coming. Thank y'all.
I love all three of these fights. I really love this fight. Two undefeated young fighters who can really bang. Erickson Hammer Lubin, 21 years old, ranked #1 by the WBC. And he made his New York debut in his last bout on March 4th when he TKO'd Jorge Cota here at the Barclays Center. Had an unbelievable record of 143-7 as an amateur, and he's carried that success to the pros. 2016's Prospect of the Year by both ESPN and Ring Magazine. Got his hands full with a hell of a fighter on October 14th, but he's been begging for this kind of challenge. He's been working for this kind of challenge, and this is the fight he wanted and he fought for and he got. My pleasure to bring up Erickson Hammer Lubin.
First off, I'd like to thank God. Without him, none of this is possible. I'd like to thank Showtime, Lou DiBella, Steven Espinoza, Gary Jonas, Louis the Cubist, Al Heyman, Jason Galarza, my trainer, my longtime trainer. And it's a stat card we got here, and I'm ready to showcase my talent and show that, I'm the best in the 154-pound division, at just 21 years old. I'll be capturing the title at 22 years old. But, with this stat card, I feel like, we're bringing back the Hagler, Hearns, Leonard era, with all fighters knowing how to fight, and, actually, going out there and giving it their all every time they step out there and, performing. But I feel like I'm a thief to these type of events because I always steal the show. And, it's great to be back on Showtime here at the Barclays Center once again. And, I feel like 154 has a new face, and it's Erickson Hammer-Lubin. There's a new set of twins in the 154-pound division, and that's Jack and Sledge. There will be fireworks October 14th. Don't miss it.
Next young man is one of the Charlo brothers. The two of them are wreaking havoc in boxing these days. Two champs, two terrific fighters. Jermel and Jamal both train in Houston. Ronnie Shields is here today, who's really in the boxing scene in Houston, one of the cores of the boxing scene in Houston. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers have been with the people of Houston that are still facing a challenge and a battle with the devastation that was caused by that hurricane. So, Mel, our thoughts are with everybody back home. On October 14th, I don't think Jermel's going to be thinking about anything other than Erickson Lubin. My pleasure to bring up the champ, Jermel Iron Man Charlo.
Once again, I'm honored to be in Brooklyn. This is another exciting fight card. I like the last card that they put me on. I did what I had to do. I let the opponent run his mouth, and that's kind of what I'm gonna do this time. I'm training hard. Yeah, we got a tragedy in Houston, but that won't stop me from getting and being the best that I can be. I won't speak on what's going on in Houston because if you're supporting it, you're supporting it. If you're not, you're not. But I got my hands full with Erickson Lubin, and I know he comes to fight. He's a dog. I'm an animal as well, so I'll step up and do what I did before. Thank you.
Last but not least, the WBA Super Welterweight World Championship. Terrell Gausha, 20-0, 9 KOs. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio. You're on the West Coast now? Now in LA, but you can't take Cleveland out of the kid. Rated number 8 by the WBA, has wins over Luis Hernandez, Steven Martinez. Was a 2012 Olympian, 5-time Cleveland Golden Gloves champion, 2-time national champion, and this is the opportunity of his lifetime. Terrell Gausha.
I just want to say I'm blessed to be on a card of this magnitude with such great fighters. I train hard for this, to be at this stage, and I just want to thank Showtime. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank God, of course. I'm fighting a tough competitor. He's crafty. We all know he's skillful in the ring, but I prepared for this, and I'm going to go out there and do what I got to do come October 14th. I ain't a man of many words. I like to do my talking in the ring. I always come to fight, leave it all on the line, and that's what I do best, and I'll find a way to win. So October 14th, I'll be ready. Thank you.
I want to point out, by the way, tickets for this can be purchased at Ticketmaster.com, BarclaysCenter.com, or by calling 1-800-745-3000. Again, they start at $50 and go up from there, but we tried to price this for the fans. So we hope to see as many people in the building on October 14th as we possibly can. Terrell's fighting one of the slickest guys in 154, one of the best pure boxers in the sport. He won the WBA 54-pound title in 2013. He's made 6 successful title defenses so far. His wins over Austin Trout at Barclays Center, Ishe Smith, Jan Zavik, Vanis Petrosian, Alfredo Angulo, and now he's on a stage with these other young men in an effort to prove and start asserting himself as the best. And that's what all these guys are trying to do. And that's what this card's all about. It's starting to get to the bottom of that question, who is the best 54-pounder in the world? And in short order, we're going to find that out on Showtime. My pleasure to bring up Erlislandi Lara. His translator has been in this business since he's had a pacifier in his mouth, Louis de Cubas Jr.
Muchas gracias a todos por estar presente aquí. Quiero darle las gracias a Showtime, a Steven Espinosa, a Heimo, a Barclays Center por darme la oportunidad de esta gran cartelera.
Says first off, he wants to thank everyone for making it out, all the media and everyone out here. He'd like to thank, most importantly, Showtime, Steven Espinosa for putting on a great show, Barclays and Mr. Yormark for bringing back another huge event.
Y nada, yo no soy de hablar tanto, estoy muy contento por estar de regreso aquí a New York con esta gran cartelera que para mí significa todo.
He says, I don't like to talk a lot. I like to do my fighting in the ring. And come October 14th, that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's an honor to be part of a great card and being another headliner on here on Showtime, and we look forward to a great, great fight.
Buenas tardes a todos.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you all for coming. We're going to pose the fighters. They'll be available for one-on-ones. We're going to announce soon a sensational off-TV undercard that's going to be the kind of undercard that's worthy of this kind of televised show. Thank you all for coming. Oh, by the way, I just want to acknowledge Richardson Hitchens. You here? Oh. Africa's going to be on the undercard on October 14th. One exciting young fighters from New York today, out of Staten Island, New York. Thanks, everybody.
Right from the start, you were a thief, you stole my heart, and I, your willing victim. I let you see the parts of me that weren't all that pretty, and with every touch you fixed them. Bye.